Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Ngini Titan, and in this one we're going to look at the Glory IS-5. The last of the tanks that I got in the war chests a couple of weeks or two ago, was it? Previous video on update 4.7, and I got this along with the IS-2 as the rewards for the hero level war chests, the bundle that I bought, and I have played it. Personally, as far as I can tell, it is almost identical in playstyle to the Fatherland, the IS-3A. Well, actually, I think the IS-3A is a different premium tank, but I think, as far as I know, there's very little difference to pick between the Fatherland and the IS-3A, and there's very little to pick between them and this. This has the same gun as the Fatherland. It has slightly worse turret armor, somewhat better hull armor. The problem really is with the gun. The tank itself, the turret is weak as well, so this is a problem. You will take a lot of rounds through the front of the turret, or through the turret cheeks, from this tank, by people who kind of know what they're doing, and particularly by high tier tanks. So taking on really strong tanks can be a real problem with this tank, because you have a long aim time. It's 3.4 I think seconds aim time, and it's 0.46 I think dispersion. And while the actual penetration values are reasonable, throw that in with the aim time and the reload time, and you have a problem with this tank, because the overall sort of rate of fire isn't going to be that great. If you don't, when you're especially higher tier tanks or stronger tier 8s, particularly the ones that are really heavily armoured in front, you're going to have problems penetrating with the standard ammunition, and you're also going to have problems with the heat, because if tracks can absorb heat, and spaced armour will absorb heat, and there's quite a few tanks, particularly the higher tiers, with that kind of stuff going on. So sometimes the APCR is more reliable. Autoloaders can be the bane of this tank, because the French autoloaders in particular, because they generally have guns good enough to punch through the turret of this tank, and because they're autoloaders, they'll put out 2 or 3 rounds while you're firing and reloading, and there's no guarantee that your shot will penetrate. It's most likely to penetrate, but because of the dispersion of the gun, there's a good chance that it might bounce as well. And it's the same thing here with things like the T-34. Now the T-34's reload is similar to yours, but it's a better gun, it's better penetration, and it is more likely to do damage to you than you are. You're quite likely to eat shots off the tracks or bounce. So you kind of have to keep the tank moving to a large extent if you want to avoid being penetrated. But the problem then is that you have 3.4 seconds aim time, and if you don't aim, then your shot can go anywhere. Now, I'm quite happy to have survived this section of the castle in Rassiani. It's the castle is a death trap, because people come in from all directions, and it's very easy to get caught flat-footed in the open baileys around the castle, so that you're caught without cover in a crossfire. So that's one of the reasons I came out after that Panther. And now that I'm taking fire from across the map, I'm coming down off the hill. I'm not going to try and reverse up the hill or turn around while I'm being shot at from across the map. I've lost a fair chunk of hit points there just from one shot from across the map. Now the Panther has made a mistake, in my opinion, for coming back to engage us in the castle again. I think the smart play would have been actually to go down to the cap circle, and I'm going to take him on. But you have to get rid of the medium he is, but I think I can take him. I have a reasonable chance of bouncing. Took that shot, took 2 shots around there, but I thought, well, I'm going to get another one in, and he's a one-shot kill anyway. So it is a pretty decent gun, but the problem is the rate of fire and the aim time, and of course gun depression. Gun depression is going to be another bane of your life in this tank, because you're going to frequently find yourselves in situations where you can't bring the gun to bear on the weak spots, and the slightest fold or lump or rock in the ground or whatever can drive your gun depression, your gun past the point where you can bring it to bear on enemy tanks. So you have to be quite careful about things like that. Don't know where that shot went. Backing off there, there's a one-shot kill for any of those tanks, and they all have the possibility of penetrating, so got to keep it kind of careful. And I'm spotted as soon as I come back. Now that T-32 is looking away from me, but that shot went well to the right of him. And there is, what's left? The T-32, and I think the turret is still pointing away from me. So we just take the chance and we put the round in, and we manage to hit, which is, like I said, another problem with this gun. You're going to have trouble hitting, particularly these kind of ranges. If you can get the gun to work for you and you can get the shots in, there's always a good chance of penetration, because, you know, like I said, the penetration values aren't the problem, it's the aim time and the bloom. The dispersion and the aim time are the things that are really going to nail you with this tank. So there's just the Borsig and the light tank left. Now I think if the light tank had left while the two heavy tanks were still in play, and the heavy tanks and the artillery are actually still in play, he might have actually won this game by capping, because I think the only one that would have had a decent chance of stopping him would have been myself, and he would have easily outspotted me and shot me long before I would have got to the cap circle and to a point to reset the cap. Though I would have given it a go. You never know, sometimes it works. He has, however, I think, left it too late, and he's not going to cap in time to stop everybody getting down. Well, he won't stop me from getting down. But again, he's going to outspot me, and I am a one-shot. Unless he has other problems that I don't know about. So I'm heading that direction already. He's not yet in the cap circle, but I am quite concerned that I'm going to be outspotted. I was hoping for allies to turn up, or so he's actually started capping. We're trying to keep obstacles between myself and the cap circle as the main thing that I'm trying to do. I don't think I can stop him from seeing me, but I'm hoping that, yes, I get spotted. I'm hoping that he won't have a clean shot at me. And has he gone out of the cap circle again? Yes, he has. He hasn't stayed around the cap circle, though I didn't realise it when I was playing at this point in time. There's no sign of him. I'm not getting spotted or anything like that, and I have no idea where he is. One of my suspicions was that he might have been on somewhere maybe on the far side of the cap circle, or the far side of the map, and that he was waiting for somebody to appear and just finish off any tanks that came near him. But Sixth Sense hasn't gone off, so I haven't been observed, and I don't think he's around. He didn't make any return fire. He hasn't shown up, but I haven't been spotted. So he's gone away, and I'm just blundering around in the dark. So that's another thing with this tank. Of course, it's a Russian heavy tank, so the view range isn't going to be great either. The view range is slightly better than the Fatherland, 360 meters against 350, but at tier 8, it's a very small, or a very low view range. Most of the medium tanks and tank destroyers will outview you considerably. So we did pretty well in that game, better than I did in most other games that I played with it. A lot of the games I played recently were extremely one-sided games. So your team did well, but you were trying to play and chase the damage. And against faster firing guns, you weren't keeping up. So we came number 2 in this one and got a first class mastery. So I find that another problem with this tank. If you're doing well in the team, the aim time is going to kill you, because other people will get their shots in, the kills, before you manage to get your shot off. And if you're in the team that's just melting around you, you just won't be able to get the damage output up to really keep people away from you. It is a nice silver earner though, like a lot of the Soviet tier 8 tanks. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you all again soon. Bye.